So, Taylor Swift is at it again, completely rewriting the rules. But this time, it's not just the music industry she's shaking up. She's creating a whole new playbook that's merging the worlds of music and cinema. And it all kicked off because of a crisis that almost brought movie theaters to their knees. I mean, just listen to this quote from the CEO of AMC Theaters. It says everything. In late 2023, two concert films didn't just sell a few tickets, they were responsible for all of the increase in the company's revenue and core profitability. This wasn't just a fun night out for fans, it was a financial lifeline for an entire industry that was seriously on the ropes. That's how high the stakes were. Okay, so to really get why this matters so much, we have to rewind a little bit, back to the end of 2023. This was a moment when movie theaters were looking at a pretty grim situation. Remember the Hollywood strikes? The writers, the actors, well, they went on for months, and they basically brought the whole town to a standstill. Production shut down, release dates got pushed way back, and all of a sudden, that steady stream of movies that theaters absolutely depend on, it just dried up. It left this massive hole in their release schedule. And that hole, well, it had a huge impact. In the last quarter of 2023, the domestic box office was down a staggering 35% compared to where it was before the pandemic in 2019. I mean, after years of trying to claw its way back, the industry was suddenly going in the wrong direction, and fast. But sometimes out of a crisis comes a solution you never would have expected. It was a move so bold it actually forced a 100-year-old company to completely rethink its entire business model, and it was led by two of the biggest pop stars on the planet. You have to understand, theaters were desperate. They had all these screens to fill, all these seats to sell, but the usual Hollywood blockbusters just weren't coming. This massive void created the perfect opportunity for anyone, to step in and try something completely different. And this is where things get really interesting. AMC Theaters made a historic pivot. For the first time in its entire 103-year history, a company that had only ever shown movies decided to start distributing them. This was a huge gamble, right? They were bypassing the whole studio system, and their very first bet, it was on concert films. And guess what? That gamble paid off. Big time. The CEO himself called their efforts trailblazing. The concert films from Taylor Swift and Beyoncé weren't just some filler content to pass the time. No, they were legitimate blockbusters that proved this new model could actually work, and they threw the industry a critical lifeline right when it needed it most. But that, it turns out, was just the beginning. Now, Taylor Swift is evolving the playbook all over again with her new album. But this isn't just another concert film. This is something else. Something totally new. So let's be super clear about what this is. We're not talking about a 3-hour concert movie. This is a tight, 89-minute cinematic release party. The whole thing is designed specifically to launch her new album. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like a Super Bowl halftime show, but for an album drop. And it's an experience you can only get in a movie theater. And if you look at the details, every single part of this is strategic. The short runtime, that makes it an easy yes for fans. The ticket price is only $12, a symbolic number for her 12th album, designed to get as many people in seats as possible. And the huge theatrical rollout means this isn't just an album drop. It's a massive, nationwide cultural event, all happening at the exact same time. And here's the real hook. This isn't stuff you can just catch on YouTube the next day. Fans who go get the world premiere of the new music video, they get to see exclusive behind-the-scenes footage, and maybe most important of all, they get personal commentary from Taylor herself, explaining the stories behind the new songs. It creates this unmissable, you-had-to-be-there kind of moment for her entire fan base. So, what does all this mean for the future? Well, this isn't just some clever marketing gimmick. It feels like a fundamental shift in how music gets launched and how theaters are going to think about their business from now on. And the numbers totally back that up. The opening weekend projections are somewhere between $30 and $50 million, just domestically. For an 89-minute event that's only in theaters for 3 days, that is absolute blockbuster territory. It proves this is a really powerful commercial force that the entire entertainment industry has to start paying attention to. When you put the two models side by side, you can really see the evolution. The Erased Tour film was a celebration of an existing tour, but this new model, it's a launch vehicle for brand new music. By using that lower price point to drive a huge volume of people, it creates this intense urgency around the album's opening weekend. It turns the release itself into the main event.
Which, of course, brings us to the big question. Have we just witnessed the invention of a whole new format? Are other major artists going to follow this playbook? Are we going to see album drops transform from something you just listen to on Spotify into these huge cinematic celebrations?
When you really step back and look at it, Taylor Swift and AMC didn't just save a slow box office weekend. They might have created an entirely new category of entertainment. The album release has officially moved from your headphones to the big screen. It's a blockbuster premiere now. And the aftershocks from that shift, we're going to be feeling those for a very long time.